This is Smudge, my mum and dad's dog. I'm over visiting. She could do with a good brush. Trouble is, she won't let anybody near her. Yeah. Come on, Smudge. Smudge is another dog that doesn't need to be on the lead. Although if we go down near the road, then I do put her on the lead, just in case. She's about 16 years old now, so she's a bit slow getting up onto her feet in the morning, but she's remarkably well, really. The last time I was walking down here, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, it was beautiful sunshine. I was walking towards a big red globe of sunlight over the horizon. Today it's cold. Just like in Ireland, We've had a fair bit of rain over here too. A lot of these fields were flooded apparently. I actually brought my drone over to have a look at them, but all the floods have subsided now, so not much point in getting it out at the moment. Of course it's a bit windy. I haven't got much experience of flying it, so we don't want to lose it. We just saw the fellow we got Smudge off. He's a bit younger than me, but he's always been in the village. Haven't seen him for donkey's years, but he recognised me straight away. And he recognised Smudge, although I suppose he sees Smudge every other day when my dad's out walking with her. I normally have a big long walk, about 8 miles, 9 miles, go down to the moors. My dad said Smudge has slowed down a bit since I was here last, so we're only doing a relatively small walk, although she looks fairly mobile. Maybe it's my dad that's slowed down a bit. Smudge is another one that likes a good mooch. But then again, don't all dogs when they're out in the country? They all want to see who's been before. Looking down into the dike, the water level. Won't be long before these fields start to get the crops coming through. I'd imagine if they've been flooded, they're going to be behind. This field looks like it's been recently ploughed. We grow a lot of potatoes around here, and we like our potatoes in this country. Potatoes in this country tend to be from a specific variety, which tends to grow more favourably over here, which is why whenever we go abroad and have fish and chips, the chips never quite taste the same. They're not as consistent. They're usually a bit soggy looking unless they're frozen, and after a packet, but then they're not so nice anyway. If you want fresh cooked, hand cooked potatoes, you can't beat the ones from this country. They used to sell a lot of the seed potatoes to Ireland, but since Brexit, I think the EU has said you can't buy them seed potatoes from the UK. So prices have gone up a bit. It's one of the things I always do when I come over anyway, is go one day, go to the chip shop, but rather than fish I like doner kebab meat with the chips and ladles of gravy all over it. Huge amount of calories, but once every few months isn't going to kill anybody. When I was young, I often used to get a bag of chips and doner meat and bring it home after a night out in town, and I'd eat about half of it and then put the rest down to the floor, and Sandy, the dog before Smudge, she'd demolish the lot. Did her no harm, she lived to about 20. Generally speaking though, Smudge doesn't have human food. She just eats dog food. She's been through the wars as well. She had she was attacked by maggots that were eating into her flesh, or you can't see anything through all that fur. The trouble is she won't let the groomer groom anything, take anything off, it gets nasty. It was terrible. She had to go into the vets and have the hole cleared out. I mean, it was a hole as well, but she recovered remarkably well. The trouble is she's always in long grass and she's always ferreting around, so now she's constantly, my dad anyway, constantly looks at her to make sure she's got no other attacks or ticks or anything. Over here we have public bridleways and footpaths. Bridleways are for where you can take horses, and footpath can't have the horse. And this trail's named after a famous resident called Jock Logan. He used to be friends with my granddad, so that was going back to First World War years. And now his son, who's getting on a bit as well, sponsors the maintenance of this walkway. It's actually an old railway line, I think it was anyway. Actually, I think I'm talking rubbish. I don't think there's a railway at all. Just picturing where the railway is, it runs along the far end towards East Leek. I may be right, I may be wrong. I really should ask my dad. He's of an age where if there was a train coming down here at one time, He'd have been looking at them. There's never been a train come down here in my lifetime. I've actually wrapped up this morning. I thought it was going to be cold, but I'm starting to feel a bit sweating. So it can't be as cold as I thought, or either that or it's fairly humid. I personally think trains are useless. They're usually run by unionised groups of militant shirkers that don't like to work. They're always on strike when you want to use them, they never run on time. First sign of bad weather, they don't work. If there's a power cut, they don't work. But this green obsession, building railways and trams, they're always heavily subsidised, they don't pay any tax. And the ones that do usually go bust, so have to be bought out by the government to keep the service going. Now they're doing the same with buses. I caught a bus yesterday from the park and ride to the hospital in town. They're electric, there's about 10 buses parked up charging. So how many more buses do you have to sit around charging? It used to take about 5 minutes to fill one up, well not 5 minutes for a bus, but 10 minutes to fill one up, and you're good for 2 or 3 days. The other thing with a bus, they can go around any obstacles. When there's an accident and the tram is stuck on the line, that's it, no movement for the day. Nobody gets to work, nobody gets home from work. They all have to resort to cars. Oh, we've got another dog coming. Right, the other dog's going to turn around and go the other way. Maybe their dog's as nervous as this dog. Quick turn right. Nice bench here. That's a sign that there's been water or been rain, because usually that's bone dry. And you could, if you wanted to, you could just walk to the other side of the dike. Not that you'd want to, because it's not a walkway, but anyway. Not many daffodils around here, it tends to be natural. Bluebells, crocuses, those kind of things. Like another dog coming our way, yeah. That one's still got a twig. Go Smudge. She's probably scared of your dog. Hello! Hello! Good girl, come on. They usually come out of Nobody's fool, she knows how to get in, don't you? Just don't like anybody brushing you. This part of the walk is nicely cleared out. Not many of the summer weeds have come through. All the volunteers come down and start cutting back all these little branches so they don't trip people up. They do a fantastic job. Last time I was over here, just round this bend there's a set of steps and she was really struggling. Oh, there was no problem there. So now I think about it, when I was saying I was talking rubbish about the old railway line going along that corridor, it actually was, because this is run as part of the old line 2. And when you carry on, we're going to turn right here because I'm not going to take the full way down with all this traffic, because you have to go out onto the road a bit. And Friday there's a lot of heavy goods vehicle lorries coming up and down to the gypsum works, but it rejoins the railway line. You can still see the old timbers further on where the lines used to be.